Meet Dave of Delusions of Grandeur, actor, producer, and director of films like Tales of the Forgotten. He has come to assemble a team of freaks, geeks, and even worse, film nerds, to discuss films ranging from mainstream to downright crazy. There is Tammy, car enthusiast, and Dave's fiance, Dustin, reptile expert and overall horror collector, Jake, environmentalist and fine art film critic, and finally Brandon, a therapist with a love of film that can only be seen as insanity. Together under Dave's leadership, they are inside movies galore. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. To heal.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another exciting film journey here on Delusions of Grandeur. I am one of your hosts. But today we are going to go on about a film that was brought forward by my fiance Tammy here. Tammy, why don't you tell us what film that you subjected us to this week?
Beware of the Blob.
And why did you choose to do that one? Was that to continue on from the uh, uh, previous Blob discussions that we've had?
Yes.
And well, I'm going to bring up IMDb here real fast so that I can uh, read what IMDb says about the film. And you had actually mentioned to me that you knew the name of the director. So where's the director from?
From Dallas. The show
Okay,
Dallas.
and Dallas was what?
Like a nighttime soap opera.
Okay. And did you watch it from time to time?
Yes, because my mother watched it.
Oh, so that's the only reason why you watched it, because your mother watched it?
Yeah, if we wanted to watch TV, you watched what Mom watched.
Okay. So the director is who is the director? Do you remember the name?
Larry Hagman.
Yep. And I told you the year before we began it. What year was it?
The year is 1972.
Yep. The year you were born. So IMDb says says this: a technician brings a frozen specimen of the original Blob back from the North Pole. When his wife accidentally defrosts the thing, it terrorizes the populace, including the local hippies, kittens, and bowlers.
Oh, yeah.
And the film is written by Jack Woods, Anthony Harris, and Dick Clare. I also saw another Harris name as a producer somewhere, but Robert Walker Jr., Gwyn Guilford, and Richard Stahl, among many other actors and actresses, are among some of the some of the actors and actresses in this film. I actually recognize Robert Walker. Even though he only played in one episode, he played on Star Trek as a young kid who I think was very headstrong at the time, and I think he had the hots for Yeoman, the either blonde. I think it was the redhead that was, or no, I think it was the blonde. Yeah, it was the blonde. And he had a lot of powers, at least as the character that he played, and I think he tried to use them in the wrong way. And William Shatner's character Kirk, he ended up like trying to be like his parent in a sense. But in any case, let's go into first impressions. Tammy, was this the first time watch for you?
I think I've seen it before. I remember parts of it, but it's been a long time.
Okay.
So,
Uh, and what were your thoughts on it?
I think it's your typical B movie. That's for sure. Because some of the acting is just like, okay, you know, Bobby's girlfriend, the one that's trying to let everybody know that there's something going on, she's just like way over the top. um, Not that I condone it or anything, but if I was him, I would have slapped her silly. She just was, you know, way out there with her. But
Screaming and antics and shit.
yeah, I realized she was trying to get people to listen to her, but I don't think that's like the proper way to do it by acting like a total psycho. At least
Well,
Bobby was more level headed, and I think if she wouldn't have been acting like she was acting, and sat down and talked with him, and then like literally talked to him, maybe he would have believed her, and then people would have maybe believed him. You know.
Yeah.
well,
But
how would you react if you witness someone getting killed in a...
at first, I would probably be upset, but then when Bobby couldn't find anything in the house, and she was with him, and she realizes there's nothing to prove it. Okay, then it's time to sit back and go, okay, uh, there's nothing to prove it. We got to figure out something here because there's nothing to prove it. Sitting there and acting like a total dingbat and screaming all the time isn't going to
I
help.
can't hear either of you.
Huh?
What happened? I suddenly lost you both. I couldn't hear either of you.
Can you
Oh.
hear us now?
Yes.
Okay. In answer to your question, at first I probably would have maybe acted like her, but then when Bobby went through the house and there was no evidence, then it's time to quit acting like a little psycho and try and figure out how they're going to prove this, you know?
Well, yeah, because for all intents and purposes, uh, everything that she claims that she's seen has completely disappeared,
Right.
and it's not until they're like sitting and trying to make out it is when suddenly the darn thing covers their whole entire vehicle and attempts to try to eat the car with them inside it whole. But that's not.
Yeah.
That's like further in the film. So spoiler alert, ladies and gentlemen.
So, like, I guess,
Right.
Boris, what was your first impression?
What was your first impression, Boris?
Uh, I did find the movie fairly exciting. It was more action-packed than the first one. But one major issue I have with it is that a kitten gets killed. What the fuck? Seriously?
Yeah,
What
I
you?
felt so. I felt bad for that itty bitty kitty.
Right?
Well, what's wrong? You don't like seeing animals get attacked for first?
Diego was out
Well,
here watching it with us. I don't think he liked the kitty getting killed either.
No, the little fuzzball ball wasn't even meowing right. I mean, uh, although I felt bad for the kitten, it wasn't like the kitten was around for very long, so that I could get attached to it. Although it did look very cute. Um, and no cat was killed on the screen. It's like
well,
you saw the
good
darn.
to know it wasn't.
It's like you saw the cat with the pink stuff around it in the window, and you saw it like shoot something out towards its paw and whatnot, but you didn't see the kitty bones rolling around in the darn thing or anything thing like that. I mean, it's not
Uh,
quite the '80s yet
yeah.
with the special effects yet.
No, in reality, the only person you actually saw basically get eaten by it was, um,
Chester.
yep.
Chester is the only one that you actually get to see get eaten. The rest of them, it suggests that they've been eaten and shit. You know, you don't see them go and disappear underneath or anything. Thing. Everything is suggested by camera, but you don't see anyone really get. And there isn't any. Even in the original, I believe that the old man that had gotten his arm like have the stuff on it had some kind of like something was happening to his arm, and you could see something was. You didn't even see a melting, it melting anyone really.
In the first one, yeah, you kind of saw it through him, the original guy that got it on his arm. You
Correct.
kind of saw it.
They didn't even attempt to try to have any special effects other than the blob itself entirely. I feel like there were less special effects and more areas that they actually used as locations.
Well, neither one of them were very gory. That's the whole thing. A lot
Yeah.
of them, both both of them were basically left up to your imagination that you could put two and two together.
Yep. There was no blood either. So, that's another thing. You would see. That's why I think I like the '80s one a little bit better because of the fact that they could play with it a little bit more. You know, but other than that, well, I suppose I should go into my first impressions. This was my first
Well,
time
was
watching.
Boris done?
Were you done, Boris?
I think we lost them.
Boris? Oh, let's see. Let me open up this thing. All right. Let me go back here. I think. Oh, okay.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry for disappearing. My internet connection is acting like garbage. I don't know what's going on.
Ah.
But yeah, I was going to say, aside from the kitten thing, which I really think the movie could have done without, uh, I think if there was a kitten, it should have survived one way or another. This was something I really didn't like.
No, that
But
cat needed to die. That cat needed to die so that people could invest themselves in the movie. That cat needed to be eaten. Look, I know it was cute and everything, and I get it. You guys didn't like seeing it, but it
Diego
had
said he didn't like seeing it either.
to.
Yeah.
He doesn't get a vote. But something bad had to happened, and it's something that you'll probably remember from the movie, like going forward. Like, God, that's that monster movie where they killed a cat. It killed a kitty. I don't want to see that part again. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, you hope that no other monster movies do that kind of thing. You may not think that it's needed, but they definitely needed that scene
Why?
because it was great. It was an emotional scene. It was an emotional scene for those of you who seem to get attached to dying kittens on screen or feel empathy for it. You know. So
Yeah, well, this may be a controversial thought, but I know some people have an issue with children being killed in movies, while I myself am not even bothered about that, at least not in the horror genre, but cats and dogs, come on.
cats and dogs. Well, I can say that there are some people who actually hate dogs, but there are some people who hate cats too. So to be fair and honest, technically, to the owner of the cat or dog, they are their children. So technically, they're killing a kid on screen.
In a way, yeah.
So you say that you're fine with kids getting killed on screen. So,
In horror movies, it usually doesn't bother me.
but it bothered you this time, didn't it?
Yeah.
When that happened, you were like, "Fuck you, man! Fuck you! God damn it! You went there."
And
And
to an extent,
that's where you can get mad at the director being like, "You chose to do that. You fucked that kitty over. You fucker." You know. You
kind of,
you
yeah.
you you did
I'm
this
not,
to me. Yeah, I can't unsee this. You know.
uh, kind of. This
It,
reminds me, although that was what, yes,
I didn't say anything.
uh, there is a Japanese horror movie where they killed a dog, and it was even worse than this. It was a little more graphic.
Oh, then
Yeah, I also.
you probably don't like Cujo then.
I don't like what?
Cujo.
Cujo, what's that?
It's a movie based on a Stephen King novel. You've never
Oh,
seen it,
I'm
have
not
you?
familiar with
You have not seen
that
that?
yet.
Okay. I guess we'll have to cover that, Tammy.
Maybe.
Down the road. In any case,
Okay,
did you want to take
well,
us forward, Tammy, or are you
Did you say everything you needed to say?
did you say everything that you
uh,
needed to say, Boris?
uh, I was just going to add, at least I'm not one of those morons who will go like this movie should be banned because I didn't like this and that. But yeah, I didn't like that part.
Yeah, you were probably saying in your head, "Fuck this movie, fuck this movie for doing that shit to me, for making me watch a kitty die."
Well, I must say, until the end, I was kind of hoping for some surprise revelation that the kitten is alive after all. So in the end, I was
Well, I'm sure
disappointed.
they didn't entirely kill a kitty on screen. Okay, I'm sure it was an actor kitty, and I'm pretty sure that that cat was still alive after the film. But
Well, yeah, I do
did they
believe
make
they
you did
didn't.
they make you believe that they killed the cat?
Well, I do believe they didn't kill it in real life.
Yeah, no animals were killed in the recording of this movie. But they if they definitely did make you believe that they killed it, didn't they?
Yes,
So they did their job, and they did it well.
apparently so.
So, if you've said everything, thing, Tammy, ring us barred.
Are you done with what you have to say, David?
Yep. Oh,
So
me? Uh, did I even start? I don't think
I
I did, because we were waiting to see what Boris had to say. So this was my first time watching this movie, and
Huh.
fuck this director for making me watch a cat die, because I didn't like that scene either. But I'm not going to hate on this movie and think that they should ban it neither. I think they needed to invest us in an emotional attachment to the kitty and make you hate them for a moment. So, screw you, Mister Larry Hagen, fucking sir. But Hagman is his name. I didn't watch Dallas or Dynasty or whatever the fuck that soap opera was. I've heard of it,
there
but
was four of them at the time: Dallas, Dynasty, Falcon Crest, and Knots Landing. But everybody knew Larry from being in Dallas because Jr. was the well, that's who he played was Jr. And Jr. Everybody hated Jr.
ah, everybody hated Jr.
Yep. And when Jr. got shot, that was the big thing. It was it was like the end of the season, and they ended the season on Jr. getting shot. It made everybody that was into watching Dallas sit there and wait until the season started up again. And it was all
Just
over newspapers and TV and everything because JR got shot. And it was just a show. It was just a show, you know?
Was it a spudao?
So it was, yeah, it was big thing. It was a big thing at the time. Who shot JR? Is he dead?
It was a Spudaw.
And was he killed permanently then from the show then?
No.
Okay, so he actually came back.
Yes.
Oh.
But it was a huge, huge thing. You know, nobody knew if he was dead or not. Nobody knew who shot him. So they made this humongous thing and made everybody sit here that was like, into the show, wait till the season started up again.
It was kind of like when Stefano died every time. Hey, from Days of Our Lives.
It was worse.
Oh, it was worse.
Yes.
Was it like when Kenny on South Park dies?
She doesn't like South Park.
Oh, I'm just kidding.
But every single episode while Kenny was on board, he would die in some way or fashion.
Well, I know that, but I don't watch the show, no. You don't have to watch the show to know that Kenny dies.
Yeah.
Well,
Somebody killed Kenny. Somebody killed Kenny.
eventually he gets killed off like
Bastard.
for good too.
What?
I believe that eventually they killed him off and whatnot. At least that's what I heard.
Uh, I actually remember hearing that they stopped killing him at some point. So I'm not sure who is remembering it wrongly.
I don't know either. But that's neither here nor there. We're talking about the Blob. And this movie is not only known as Beware the Blob.
It's also
It's
known as
also
Son of the Blob.
correct. It's also
I
known as Son of the
I
Blob, which
believe
there is
when
a film poster with that title on it too.
I believe when I watched it the first time, I watched it under the Son of the Blob. That's why when you were saying beware, I wasn't sure what you were talking about.
Ah.
I wouldn't be surprised actually if this was something that I had originally watched with my dad. So
Ah. Okay. Well, this was my first time, like I said, and I swear I've seen Chester before as an actor. I'm not exactly sure where. And as I mentioned before I knew I knew where I'd seen the actor who plays Bobby in other things, but everyone else in here is like kind of totally like new to me, and I don't think I recognized anyone else. I didn't even recognize Larry, so that
no, he had a very small part. So
he was a hobo, I believe, in here somewhere.
he was a hippie.
Okay, he was a hippie.
Yes. So
Okay, so was he the one that was drinking beer with some dudes, and then suddenly they heard someone something fucking with the hens?
no, I believe he was the one that got caught with the girl in the tube.
Oh, that was him.
I believe so.
Are you sure? Because that was okay, because he was pretty young.
Yeah.
Okay, so he okay, so Jr. was
I'm.
kind
I
of a
Yeah. It said he was play. He played a hippie. Yeah. I didn't
okay,
recognize him as one of those three,
okay,
but whatever.
yep. Alrighty. So moving forward, I enjoyed it for the most part. I mean, uh, it was definitely a little bit different, having to deal with a bowling alley that had a skating rink that was attached to it that wasn't like ready yet or whatnot. So I thought it was kind of funny how the one guy got a guy they kept running into his ass, and then he
Yes,
ended up being like the owner of the
yes. Bobby and his girlfriend just seem to be attracted to this guy. The three of them keep you know, getting in each other's way.
yeah, but not intentionally, you know.
No, it's just that they're always in the same place and not usually good circumstances.
Nope.
So,
So
was that it though?
yep, that's pretty much it for me.
Okay, so yes, Chester, I believe is his name.
Yep.
Evidently, he's back from work
Putting a
and
pipeline up in the North Pole or some shit like that.
right, and his wifey comes home and she's trying to put the groceries away, and she brings out this canister that was in the freezer, and is asking him about it, and he said he's leaving it the way it is and in the freezer till he can take it to the right people. Well, she takes it out of the freezer trying to put her stuff in there, and they do their little hanky panky and everything, and he's having his fun and she's doing her thing. And then then we have the very awkward scene of the poor little kitty that
Well,
the little kitty comes in and she's taking care of the little kitty, and while everything's going on, the top pops off of this thing, and the first one that gets it is a fly. Nobody cared that the fly got it,
yeah.
obviously.
Yeah.
Uh, could it have been Vincent Price? Ha ha ha.
Or
Wait, what made you think of Vincent Price?
Well, Vincent Price was the first one who actually did The Fly, and if you know anything about The Fly, he eventually became a fly and turned into a fly at by the end of the movie. And there's a famous scene where he's been caught in a web, and he's saying, help me," you know. So I mean, he's not exactly Brundlefly in that one, but
yeah, there's there's fly before there's fly, you know.
yep, there are three movies in the original Fly collection, and then there are two '80s movies. So in that whole franchise of things. So
But anyways, yes. After the fly gets it, the stuff starts to ooze down, and while Chester's wife and him are talking and everything, it it gets the poor little kitty. It takes the poor little kitty out,
yep,
and nobody knows what's going on at this moment, but Chester's wife goes looking for the kitty. The kitty's name, I believe, is Samuel,
yep,
and she's out there looking for him. And then the blob gets her.
yep. The blob gets her, and then it
Oozes, oozes its way back into the house. And while Chester's sitting there playing with the TV, trying to get better reception, it totally covers his chair, and he basically sits right
sits.
down into it, and it engulfs him. And that's when um, Bobby's girlfriend shows up because she's supposed to be picking up a birthday present for Bobby.
Yep.
And she shows up just as this thing is almost totally consumed Chester. And so then she takes off, and that's where, as she's flying down the road to get over to Bobby, almost gets in an accident, but ends up making the guy that owns, we find out later, owns the bowling alley and the skating
Yep.
rink. Yep. Basically, she runs him off the road trying to get to Bobby.
And he got lucky then,
Oh,
to
that
be
guy
honest,
was so
because
good.
none of those cans of soda that went into the road had actually sprayed anywhere. They were just rolling around on the road, and he was bitching. Like, come on, dude, just go pick up your shit and get it back in the. Don't get real angry.
I really hoped that guy would get killed. Like I would trade him for the kid on anything.
Oh, you didn't like him?
No, he was literally just bitching all the time.
And during all of this too, there's a Boy Scout troop that's all marching around and everything.
Yep. Which
Yeah.
that's a little weird.
Yep, but they're all marching around and doing their thing, and um they saw Bobby's girlfriend on her way to Chester's house, and that's when everything was still fine, you know. So
Yep.
when she goes zooming back down the road, nobody knows what's going on, you know.
Yep.
But anyways, she gets to Bobby, and she's trying to tell him everything. So he goes with her back to the house, and on the way back to the house, they go past the guy who is sodas all over the road, and he's trying to tell the cop what happened, and they go by, and he's like, "That's them, that's them." So now the cop is going to get involved because he's going to trying to figure out where they're going. But by the time the cop shows up, Bobby's already investigated the house, and there's no sign of anything.
Nope.
But they're trying to tell the cop this, and so the cop orders extra deputies to come check the house out with him. And while he's waiting for extra deputies, we see these two that showed up for Bobby's party and said they'd be back, that are sitting in these cement tubes trying to sing and play music.
Yeah.
And two officers catch them. And the one says, "Hey, we're supposed to go help so and so because he called for backup," but the other one's like, "I'll be along. I'm going to take care of these two," you know.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
well, that's when we see the Blob show up again. And the kids tried to warn the officer that there was something behind him, but he decided not to listen.
Yeah.
So I don't know how far away everything is because we don't get that total perspective, but the Blob sure seems to be moving around.
Yes, it certainly does.
I mean, it got from that house to those cement, things, and everything's.
Is it about this point where a kid walks into a barber shop and asks for a haircut? Because
Yeah, that was like a really weird scene too, because what barber would say $400 for a haircut, then $200 just to get the wash, and a kid would be sitting there going, "Okay."
Right.
Really? And the way he was talking about what he does, like it's a big deal.
Well, you would think that he was like a barber for the stars or something, man.
Well, yeah.
He was
Yeah.
what he was trying to charge for it would be, but I mean, it was just so screwed up. I mean, if I walked into a place and they told me it was going to be $400, I'd look at them and said, "Bye."
Right.
And especially at this day and age, who's going to believe that? You know, who's going to say okay to that too?
Pretty much.
I thought that whole scene was like really whacked because this kid, and he's saying that the kid didn't look like he had washed his hair in like forever and everything else. You really think this kid's got $400 and you're asking him for $400 to do his hair? Really?
Right.
Yeah.
But yes, somehow the blob has made itself down there because, and back over at Chester's house, they're not finding anything. So the officer's letting the kids go, and the guy's throwing a fit because the cops aren't pressing charges or anything for, look at they made my stuff go all over the place, and he's just throwing it, and he's still sitting there going on as the kids and the cops and everybody are leaving and leaving them stand there. but yeah, about this time is when the chief or whatever, or the head of the police department,
Yeah.
he gets back and he's finding out that there's all these people that are reported missing. And
True.
one of the last ones that's reported missing is actually that barber. And we had seen that the stuff got the kid at the barber, or we assume it did. We knew it got the kid because he put the kid's head right in it. But so they're aware that there's something weird going on, and as one of the officers is coming back to the police department, we have we see David running naked down the road. I mean, no, we see this guy running naked down the road.
That's not me.
Oh yeah, fun fact. For some reason, when that guy was in the bathroom, I think he was swearing in Croatian. What was the deal with that?
Was he?
He was of different. He was different, talking a different language.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure that was Croatian or Serbian or something like that.
Serbian, maybe. It seemed like it could have been, but yeah. So they pick his
Yeah,
butt.
and then of course he was also speaking English to the cop.
Right.
The cop that was like, okay, nature boy, in the back.
And he's trying to tell him that something was in his house and attacked him. That's how come he was running down the road naked. So,
and of course, I'm not. How can they get away with like posting bond for this dude and putting them through all this shit, and not like totally checking it out and making sure that that what he was saying was true,
because there were so many things going on, I think they were trying to figure it out, but he wouldn't leave. He told the cop, unless you take me home, I'm not leaving,
Yeah.
And that's when the guy in charge is just like, I don't know what's going on here, but he decides he's going to go down to the bowling alley and see if he can figure anything out because of all these people that are reported missing.
Yeah.
He thinks that the cop thinks that all these people that are reported missing are at the bowling alley for this tournament. And that's what's going on.
Okay.
He thinks they all just skipped their responsibilities and went to go see this bowling tournament, So he's going to go down there and see if he can find any of them. So, in the meantime, Bobby and his girlfriend show up to Bobby's surprise birthday party, and everybody's having a good time. And she's still freaking out. She's yelling at everybody that there's something going on, and Chester got eaten, and Chester's dead, and nobody will listen to her. And so Bobby finally decides to take her back to his place to calm her down. He tells everybody she's not feeling well. And the guy in the gorilla suit just starts freaking out about it. She's not feeling well. And he keeps saying that.
Yeah, he's kind of a dick.
Kind of, yes. So, yep, they get back to Bobby's place, and while they're in her truck talking, the Blob has made its way there, unbeknownst to them, until it engulfs the Blazer, and their only way out is she accidentally puts the air conditioning on, and then the thing retreats and they take off. And so she's like, "See, I told you,
Right.
So now they're on the hunt to find the chief of police. So I don't know. What do you guys think so far? Anything you want to add? Blah blah blah.
Well, I must say I pretty much understood her frustration at the birthday party when no one would listen to her. Honestly, if I was her, I would start smashing things around until someone would start listening.
I think people weren't listening because she was just acting as outrageous as she was. If she would have maybe gotten everybody's attention and calmed her ass down and got everybody's attention, maybe people would have actually listened to her.
Yeah, there's a way and a way better way to get people's attention while still trying to keep your cool. And unfortunately, she was. Although I don't know what I would do at the time if this big gigantic blob was eating people you knew or whatnot. So
another thing is, I don't think she would have, no matter what state she was in, I don't think she was going to get people's attention at the party because it was a party. Everybody was either smoking smoke or drinking drinks or whatever. I don't think they were really in the right frame of mind to listen to anything she had to say, no matter how she said it. So
true. She's still definitely overacted. How upset she was and how scared she was, and throughout the film, though.
Would you really not be just as scared as she was if you saw what she saw?
Well, I certainly wouldn't have reacted as much as she was. I'm not sure I would have been as acrobatic as Bobby was to save their asses when they were in the skating rink, but I mean, goddamn, he had to swing like Tarzan, and then climb the ropes and keep the Blob from trying to get his ass while he was still on the ropes, So, and that was later on. So,
but yes, they're trying to find the chief of police, and they finally get to the bowling alley, and nobody will listen to him at the bowling alley, even after they go to the PA system, that there's something going on. While he's trying to get everybody to listen, the Blob is actually already in the bowling alley, and it gets the workers that are working on it. And then this is what I thought looked really cool. When the Blob actually comes through all the lanes and it fills up all the lanes like that, it starts coming. I thought that looked really cool.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty cool too.
Yeah, you just saw this red coming boom right through all everything, and then of course everybody's paying attention and running like the original Blob. They're all running for their lives.
Yeah.
So yeah, and about this time is where this is like basically the third encounter that the kids have with the guy of the owner of the bowling, because there was another encounter with him in an alley. He refused to move, and so they just ran over his stuff that was in the alley because he refused to move. And then he thought he was going to go stand behind them, and they wouldn't go anywhere. So they went forward and ran over his shit.
Yes.
So this is basically their third encounter with him. So of course he's not going to listen to them for nothing, you know. He thinks that all the trouble is the two of them, that they are the trouble. There's nothing else going on except for that they are the trouble. They're the ones causing all the trouble. And then he hears all the screams and realizes everybody is running. And when he opens up the door and they see everything that's going on, then all of a sudden it's basically the three of them against the world, you know?
Indeed.
Yeah. Yeah, a very unlikely pairing, the three of them together.
Oh yeah. Oh, when they finally end up at the bowling alley, and I believe it's Bobby who actually goes to the actual announcement thing, and
We're already past all that.
Oh, we are.
Yes.
Okay, so they get in trouble with dude, and then of course he see all the commotion.
Yeah, that's about where we are when he realizes that they're right. They're all running. You know, we're up to that now.
Yeah. So now he's shitting his pants because, oh my God, it's actually real.
So as they're running through the two buildings getting to the actual ice skating rink on the outside, the officers are all out there. They're realizing what's going on, and they think they're going to come up with something, and that's when they get Bobby and his girlfriend and the guy get trapped in the skating rink office, and Bobby lets them know that he tried to zap the thing and it didn't do anything. So they think that they're gonna basically the officers have been in there and realized that shooting it doesn't do anything. So they think they're gonna torch the whole thing, and that's how they're gonna get rid of this. So they're trying to set this up. In the meantime, refrigerator gets knocked over in that little room, and the coldness spills onto the little bit of the blob that had come in the room, and they see it back off. But the PA system has now not working, so Bobby doesn't have a way to let the outside know that it's the cold. So now it's up to Bobby and them to try and figure this out. So this is where the Bobby's acrobatics come into play because he needs to get to this box that will start the cooling for the ice skating rink. Because the guy said it'll freeze in, it freezes like instantly, So
Yes.
so we see that the Blob is basically taking up this whole rink, and it's trying to get to Bobby as he's trying to get to the box.
Correct. And they do make you think that that the Blob has actually gotten him for a moment,
Yep.
But it turns out that that he is actually able to open up the thing because they were about to
Torch the place.
Yeah, they were about to torch the place. Suddenly, Bobby came running out, and he was like, he stopped them from torching the place. He's like, okay, we totally froze it. And if you want to follow me, well, I'll show you. So. And they follow him back inside, and the scout kid that gave him the lighter wants his lighter back. Sheriff is followed in, or gets bugged by some local camera crew to explain what's going on. At first, he tries to throw them out, and they're like, "Well, we're the news," and somehow they convince him to let them in, which I think was stupid.
Well, what was stupid is letting them set something up that they did, because when you set that light on that one part of it, those lights get very hot. They've always been known to get very hot. That's why people have always been told to stay away from them, because they get hot.
Yeah.
So, that is like the last part of the movie, is you see that light has melted some of the ice, and the Blob is starting to ooze, and that's it.
Well, yeah, because the sheriff realizes this, and he's like, "Oh no," or some shit like that, and then it shows up some words like, "Is this the end, or is it?" kind of thing.
Yeah, in all honesty, I think they were stupid to even go anywhere near the Blob, even though it was frozen. Like, okay, it was frozen, but why did they have to go walking over it and doing interviews there and crap like that?
Well, it's just like the stupidity of the girlfriend or wife in the very beginning. Why would you take the darn thing out of the freezer when it specifically says on the fucking container, freeze, And it's some unknown specimen, man, that he's got to take to the right people. How stupid can you be?
Well, she at least didn't know what it was. But
it doesn't matter whether she didn't know. It's something she should have never fucked with. That's the thing about women. They fuck with things, and then when they destroy the world,
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a little bit sexist, but to me, if she wouldn't have fucked with it, as women tend to do. Because no offense, a man organizes things the way he wants them to. And when a woman can get it in her mind that she has a better place for this thing or whatnot, it isn't always the case. But women like to change things on you. Trust me.
And men just like to spread their crap all over the place. I think that's the way things should be.
Yep. But
So that it looks like you're living in the damn dump.
hey, I don't live in a dump. I live in an organized mess. That's the difference between a dump and and an organized mess.
Well, I
But
don't see
anyway.
no organized mess here. I see a dump.
Trust me, if we were living in a dump, you'd be the first one to go. Anyway.
I definitely would be, and so would Diego would be with me.
But in any case, alrighty. I believe that we are pretty much at the end of this sucker. So, what do y'all think about the production overall?
I think it was decent for the time period and everything.
What about you, Tammy?
I think it was good for the time period. You know, it's the special effects. I think they did more on this one than they did with the original with the Blob.
I actually think they did less. Less special effects because I feel like we could have gotten more like arms and legs melting, you know, if not blood, at least have them show some of the people actually getting killed a little bit, even if there was no blood or anything like that. I wish we could have gotten a little bit more of that. I feel like it was the 70s. They could have they could have had advanced stuff going on, you know.
Except with the kitten.
I would have wanted to see the kitten rolling around inside the darn thing, going, meow, 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 meow. You know,
Yeah.
tumbling around inside the thing like it was inside of a dryer spin cycle. But see, I wouldn't. I was not as offended by the kitten dying or getting killed or whatnot. But even though I thought the thing was cute, okay.
Yes.
But I feel like they, to me, whenever they don't show something on screen, then I feel like they're being a bunch of pussies. To me, I do understand at the time they were not trying to scare people so much that they could come back. This was still at the age where you know, there were some things that you just could not do yet in films, you know.
If they didn't want to scare people, why make horror movies to begin with?
Well, unfortunately, during that time period was also still where films were actually being banned from certain countries because we had a bunch of pussies, you know.
It was also the time of the Vietnam War, and it was giving people something to entertain and get their minds off the war.
Yep. So, who's to say that this movie wouldn't have triggered some of the PTSD of the soldiers coming back, you know? So they were obviously they were trying to scare people at the time, and honestly, films like this actually worked for some of the people, some of the theater goers back then. You know, I mean, people had imaginations back then. Nowadays, everything's been done, everything's been seen, and people are desensitized. You know, so once you see something, then it's hard to get people to be that scared. You know. Now I've had movies that have made me jump. You know. Um, In fact, there are things that make me jump from time to time, but nothing as of lately that has made me like run away from it and like have nightmares over it. You know. So,
Yeah.
but I thought the production was pretty good. Overall, I wish I could have seen some of the people die and seen the some of the accidents and whatnot, and but I understand that they had to keep things kind of PG-13, so that all the people that would have gotten scared from any of the things or gotten hot and bothered over the scenes wouldn't get so hot and bothered if they were killed off screen or whatnot, you know.
Yeah.
But they did what they could, and I thought that making the blob move through some of these bowling alley behind the scenes, you know, was kind of cool. And freezing the damn thing on an ice skating rink.
Oh, pretty much.
I mean, it wasn't exactly the stuff, but in any case, anyone else who hasn't gone yet? Would that be you, Boris? What did you think about the production overall?
Well, I think for the time period, it was good. The blob itself looked a little bit less like food than it did in the first one. uh, but yeah, there could have been more blood, at least with human characters. With what they did with the kitten was already bad enough as it was. Other than that, well, yeah, I think it was okay.
Okay. I'm kind of surprised that this one didn't have a theme song to it like the first one did. Like, I swear the theme there was a theme song to the Blob, but this one didn't have any theme song. It had more of a score to it, you know. But did let's see, who wants to go on about their favorite character and their favorite scenes? First, Tammy, did you want to go first?
Okay. Favorite character, I'd have to say is Bobby. I mean, he really does try throughout the thing to keep a level head, you know? And yes, he does get more excited through the thing too, because nobody will listen, and you know, when he finally realizes that the girlfriend is right, you know. But
Well, and he also had the hard choice of leaving his own birthday party just to take care of her, but
right.
Oh, true.
But I think he's a good guy, you know. And my favorite part is when the blob comes into the bowling alley through the back there, and it fills up all the lanes and comes squirting through all the stuff and down the lanes like that. I think that looks really cool.
Okay. What about you, Boris? Favorite scene or scenes and our favorite character?
Favorite character, well, if we exclude the kitten, then Bobby also, yeah. And yeah, I also think he was cool with the way he was fighting and trying to save the others, and that he was actually willing uh, to leave his birthday party for his girlfriend and so on. And favorite scene, whew, well, I did find it pretty funny when that barber and the guy with him got killed. It was kind of morbidly hilarious, but yeah, also the part with the blob at the bowling alley. That well, of course, it was the culmination of the movie, so of course it was the most intense. So yeah, I guess that would be it.
Okay. What about you? Now, Tammy, you've gone already, right?
Yes.
So, then it's my turn. So favorite character, I would have to say is Bobby. I didn't see the cat for very long, so it can't be a favorite. I do believe that my favorite part of this, I don't know why, but I do like the part of the barber because I do find it odd that the barber called himself an artiste and then charged the dude $400 for this and $200 for that. Like, come on,
Yeah,
who actually? My haircuts are have never been really that much beyond 22 bucks, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, for a man's haircut, for the most part, has been under $25. You know, just something you know, strictly male. You know, so and I do like that part where it oozes through the alley or what not. That is pretty cool looking, and I actually didn't mind it when it was eating Chester.
Oh, yeah, that was pretty good in terms of effects and stuff.
Yeah. But other than that, that's pretty much it for me. If you ladies and gentlemen have not gone out to seen the film, definitely go out and see it. When you do, come back to our discussion. Let us know how our discussion was and how the feature was for you, and let us know down in the comments. As far as anything thing goes, I just gotta. I'm trying to remember the name of the film that I have chosen because let's see. It's the sequel because it's my turn next week, and I
Yeah.
have chosen one. Let's see. I'm trying to remember the name of it because it's on YouTube. YouTube sequel to It's a Wonderful Life.
Ha!
Uh there was a planned sequel announced around 2013. Okay. I know that there was one from 1970. Okay. Okay. So it's called It Happened One Christmas from 1977.
Kako It Happened One Christmas.
Correct. That is the name of the movie that I want to cover. So
1977.
correct.
Fair hoot enough.
So
I thought there was a newer one than that.
nope. This is there's another one apparently from 1990 that was a made for TV movie, and it's considered a spin-off of where Clarence the angel helps a woman in need, I guess, which I didn't know.
Oh.
But they have talked about plan a sequel where they call it It's a Wonderful Life, the rest of the story. The plot would be an angel by the name of Grimes would show George Bailey's selfish grandson how the world would be worse off if he'd never been born. A reversal of the original film's premise. But they apparently at the time encountered copyright issues and had a negative fan reaction, which led to that project's cancellation. But they had worked on something back in 2013 for this, so.
Ah.
But in any case, I guess It Happened One Christmas will be next. So hopefully you ladies and gentlemen have enjoyed our discussion, and we'll see you next week here
Everybody have a happy holidays.
Yep, everybody have a great Christmas and happy holidays, because Christmas is now on Wednesdays. Or Wednesday this week. So
Wednesday is Christmas Eve.
Yep. So everyone enjoy their Christmas if you can. And we'll see you next week here on Delusions of Grandeur. Everyone say good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Happy holidays.
Septum Sin versus the world. It's that place for all the boys and girls. You'll feel real safe, you'll feel real warm. It's a cozy place to ride out the storm. Septum Sin. Septum Sin and his best boy Jake see the trends that scare us every day. Physical media is going to the side. Doctor streaming will rule the world in time. Septum Sin! Septum Sin versus